why it's easier to attract things when you're on semen retention. Now, this isn't going to be your typical video. I'm just talking about women because women are a byproduct of you attracting all other things into your life. I'm talking about health, wealth, purpose, passion. These are the things that you really want to focus on whilst you're on the retention journey. The issue a lot of the times and why women are repulsed by a lot of men is because they focus too much on women alone, and women don't focus on being with women. They want to be with men. And when they want to be with men, they want to be with men that are making sure that they are attracting things to their life through their resourcefulness, right? And this is what semen retention does. But I want to break down how, why this happens, and then give you some practical things that you can do to actually boost these results. So let's start with the how this happens. When you're on semen retention, you are creating abundance in your life, in your body, and as above, so below. This is one of the Hermetic principles. So as you have the abundance of semen in you, this is called Jing in certain cultures, this naturally gives you the ability to attract more. Think of it a bit like gravity, right? Things of a lower mass are always going to be attracted to things of a higher mass, and your semen is pretty much spirit or light in liquid form, right? This is why it is used to give birth to conscious beings, which are our children. So we're storing this, and so we're naturally becoming more magnetic. Now, why does this happen? This happens because God or spirit needs you so that it can experience the universe through you. God is all things. So it created a system that allows it to almost separate itself into multiple different things, right? And we are that conscious version of God. So God wants you to win, and this is what is imprinted into us through our semen. We can choose to rise up and have more abundance in our lives. We can choose to completely waste it and have less abundance in our lives. But how do we use this, right? How do we use it to create the life that we want? Now, obviously, step one is just to accumulate it. Just have a lot of semen in you. This will give you more energy, more passion, more purpose, right? But it starts off by exposing your emotions to you. Because when you're continually ejaculating everywhere and you have these high spikes of dopamine, what you're pretty much doing is you're destroying your nervous system. Your nervous system is the connection between what the body is feeling and your brain, right? So, for example, let's say if you cut your leg, the only reason why you would feel that pain is because your nervous system is going to send a signal to your brain saying that there is a cut there. And so you can actually focus on healing that particular part of the body. It's the nervous system. It's the same with the emotions. But when we're always having these high dopaminergic things that are going on, be it porn, overindulgence in food, social media, all of these things, the emotional side of us, right, isn't able to actually send the correct signals to the brain. We numb it. So we're not able to heal that particular thing. So when you're on retention, what starts to happen is because you're not having those really massive spikes of dopamine coming into the system, you start to feel your emotions. Things like anger, hurt, pain, grief, even jealousy and envy. These are all signals to us, right? That we can use and power that is inside the nervous system, right? These electrical impulses that we could use to go towards the things that we want. Now, I'm not trying to make this any mumbo jumbo thing where it's like really high level. I'm going to talk about it practically. Every emotion that you feel is energy in motion, right? Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It's only transferred from one form to another. So you have that feeling in the body, and that becomes an emotion. When you're used to just wasting these emotions, you will use it towards lower things. Again, things like porn, overeating, taking drugs, right? When you are on the retention journey, you start to direct these emotions, right, towards the goals that you want, which makes you attract those things. Now, if you have no goals at all and you started semen retention and your only goal is, I want to return my semen, naturally by byproduct, you're going to attract women, because just the general energy, right? Women are going to want that from you because they are receivers and you have the energy. But the universe itself is quite feminine. The physical universe, the things that you can touch, taste, hear, see, and smell, right, is feminine, right? That's why they call it Mother Earth. So what starts to happen when you focus on, for example, your health, right? That those emotions, those frustrations, rather than you using it on lower things, you start to channel that into your workouts, right? So rather than you just doing, let's say you're only able to squat, let's say 90 kg, right? You know, you have one of those days, one of those arguments, right? There's times and I'm just feeling it, and I can channel that into my workout, and I could squat, for example, 110, which means I will have better results. Let's say if I'm channeling that into my business, so rather than me using social media to deal with, let's say, anxiety or loneliness, I'm not going towards friendship or connection that way. It might be, for example, that I go and I use, right, the business connections. I use that energy and I create better connections with people that are going to make me more money because I'm focused on my purpose and my goal. This is how semen retention makes you more attractive. It's not magic, it's just the use and the direction of your energy, which first comes up as emotions. So all of these emotions are signals towards different parts of your chakra system. So if it's things like fear, for example, let's say you don't make enough money to survive, that fear is warranted. You should be afraid if you can't afford food. But rather than you sitting there and numbing it through all of these other negative habits, you start creating plans so that you can attract more wealth to you. Let's say, for example, you're feeling guilty about something, right? Rather than you numbing it, you start to act in a way that doesn't make you feel guilty, because you start to channel the emotions higher up your centers so that you are able to attract more to you. So when you're looking at semen retention, when you're on this journey, remember it's not just about women, it's not just about becoming more attractive physically. Anything that you want and everything that you want will be brought to the surface by semen retention. That's what happens as it goes up your spine and it fills these areas. You start to feel higher sensations within your body. They'll be higher up. So first would be at the lower centers, and it's just going to keep going up to like the heart. If you don't start to act towards this, this is where you start to relapse, right? I've had moments where I was not willing, right? I didn't use my will to actually chase and pursue the things I knew I needed to do. And then eventually, after a while, it could be a week, it could be 2 weeks, the journey itself just becomes harder and harder and harder. It's already hard, but this is an unnecessary level of hardness because I'm not acting on the ideas that are coming to me to help me positively channel the energy, and then eventually it just gets too much and they end up relapsing. So the main key to becoming the most attractive version of yourself is making sure that when these emotions are brought to the surface through your practice, that you are acting on them. The thoughts, the feelings, right? That you are acting on them, but towards a higher goal, so you can become the best version of yourself that's making more money, is healthier, is thinking better, and has better connections. So I do hope that this video has been helpful, has been practical as well. I have got a free semen retention group on WhatsApp, and we are really helping each other by liking, sharing, and commenting on each other's content, on like Instagram and TikTok. If you want to be a part of that so you can be supported on this journey, click the link below. And last but not least, always remember, guys, that you are perfect by design. Peace.